Are you smart? Are you stupid? How do we measure intelligence? By the capability of how a human can recite the things they were told by their professors. Maybe it is spelled professors and we have been carrying a typo in our society since we like to give scientists merits like they are carrying the will of God, like how Atlas carries our planet. Throughout all time and history. Torpified physicist, Stephen Hawking, says intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. That little torp. There have also been others who have been quoted in their analysis of the topic of intelligence, but none of them matter. I say, intelligence is your ability to walk and chew gum at the same time. This is the ability to hold different parts of information, and branch logical constructs that can be considered a factor in whatever matter you assess. This is called cognition. So, is being stupid a valid mental state that humans can achieve? Is it a valid adjective? Or is it just balderdash? I theorize we use the term loosely for too long, never giving it further analysis because, when we do use it, we are usually trying to make fun of something. Regardless, we have created a very bad stigma with this word and have used the stigma to give power to other words such as retard, dumbass, monkey, slow, idiot, and sometimes yo, was up foolio. Human cognition is incapable of stupidity. The correct use of the term is best displayed when someone knows when something is wrong, yet, they continue to do whatever it is that they are doing to hurt themselves. They are not ignorant of the effect they caused, but they are not demonstrating their cognitive ability either. I feel the only time stupid is valid, is when we want to describe something that we should disregard or ignore. Like children. The mental state of stupidity does not exist. The concept stupid is something stupid. The closest that human beings can get to stupidity is when the brain inefficiently processes stimuli in order to focus on what the conscious part of the brain is, or always has been, focusing on throughout its life. Like its own emotions, or securing feel-good feelings from the reward system part of the brain. When it is sex-driven or driven by addiction and other ideas like your standards of unconditional love, it is another concept entirely. This concept is called ignorance. Some call it being asleep, lost, or like there is a veil over your head. Since all that other shit is being emphasized, the brain applies information according to those processes, rather than the matter in which it ponders. This is why logic and philosophies can be difficult for some people. Their brain is just not used to retrieving and processing information clearly. It is much easier to recite what is being told to you, and putting it on a piece of paper when you are asked to do so. And experiencing the feelings of satisfaction from the reward system, which will reinforce that kind of brain processing. Creativity breaks this process, and can possibly extend its ability to processes in aspect. Fraction of light speed. We think at. You can process thoughts at more than 3,000 meters per second. However, to gain speed, at which your brain processes, is never the goal. You do not want to increase this speed. If your neurons were capable of firing with more energy than the electrical energy that is already present, your neurons would roast. What is important is efficiency. To process your thoughts efficiently is the goal. I think, if we have friends that have high degrees or show signs of great intelligence, that we should bow to them as the Japanese do. And protect them with our lives. Especially if you are stupid. But maybe we don't have to drag it that far. It is just cool. To me. Regarding what I have already stated, what defines intelligence? Cognition or the intelligence quotient? Science claims to measure intelligence by IQ tests. These tests are based on the knowledge that is taught to you by professors. spelled with a PH rather than a letter F. There is a problem with this notion. The problem is that this idea implies that the brain must have a particular set of information in order to be considered intelligence-headed. Why is this a problem? Because this is not human intelligence at its highest potential. Reciting what someone teaches you is just monkey shit. Or should I say monkey fart, considering that it's just hot air, that exists only to blow away with the wind. So, what is intelligence? I stated its definition as the ability to walk and chew gum at the same time. I think the term intelligence has been used too loosely throughout time and society. Coincidentally, so was the term stupid. Maybe there is a cosmic correlation. The reason why intelligence is used too loosely is due to the fact that a human being is capable of learning anything, if they have the right motivation. Einstein, Tesla, Sir Isaac Newton, and many more, had the motivation to do what they do. We should also consider that they are only intelligent in their area of expertise. Therefore, they will only know what they learned to do, and they will be stupid in other areas. Their motivation to learn other things will determine their level of intelligence. They may be able to learn a little faster than another, but I theorize it is only because they have stimulated their brain in a certain way that enjoys retaining and using information, which every human should be capable of doing. It is all about driving the brain chemistry that creates your motivation. Someone creative may be able to surpass whatever intelligent constructs one may have conjured. If they were given the information with communication that magically stimulates their brain, like that thing I said that makes women align their menstrual cycles in the video titled, 3 Phases for Improving Society, it is easier to be told information in an engaging conversation rather than having to study and look for the information needed to progress or surpass the construct in question. What do you think initiates these brain waves to develop such an ingenious clump of grey matter? I won't answer that. A question I will answer, again, is: what is this ability to discern stimuli and progress from it? Cognition. Cognition is where human beings base their intelligence. How do we evolve our cognition? Many ways. I will make a different video on the topic of human evolution. But since I've been talking about social development, I think this is the right video to mention the fact that friendly competition is one sure, hell-flaming way to help evolve your thought processing. A flexible mind, one that does not think in absolutes, or in black and white, is another good way. To understand this notion, think of the term banter. A good way to hinder your cognitive evolution, or regress it, is excess masturbation. Saturating in thoughts and ideas. Don't ever saturate in your thoughts too long. You should exercise, eat well, grow food, have a hobby, maybe something that gets the money. Socialize around that hobby. Did you understand the innuendo? It is your train of thought. He. Use any extra money you have lying around to give to a charity that will cater to your desires or needs. Let's evolve our economy, social development. Be aware of your thoughts. Do not hide from them, make mistakes, and learn from them, rather than perceive it as a loss. Because a loss is defined by the opportunity you missed to evolve. If you learned from your mistake, I would not call it losing. And I'm the one redefining intellect for you. You always have a choice in a matter of how you feel because of your cognition. All you need is time and effort. If your thoughts have too much drive, take time between them. If you can't figure something out, that just means you have to develop better critical thinking skills. Your brain has to learn to align thought patterns with whatever you are trying to get done. If you are not taught something, you just won't know. Are you stupid for making a mistake? Do you think you are smarter than me? Neither are correct statements to make, because we are human beings. Stupidity is a process. You are officially stupid if you make the decision to do wrong and hurt yourself. Even more so, if you complain that you are doing it wrong because you want to project your emotions. All we need is time and effort. No human is stupid. It is not possible for a human being to be stupid, except for you, and everyone that chooses to disregard me and my videos. On another note, I don't respect Stephen Hawking. I think he is over-fantasized because he's all jacked up. I don't respect him because he used his influence to sway people to not believe in God. Someone smart should never do such a thing. Allow people to find themselves spiritually. I think he should have stuck to his mathematics. Social development is a good way to evolve your brain. The best thing someone with a scientific brain should do is emphasize human tendencies, such as denial, so that they don't hide from what they feel about the topic. His emotions conquered him. The last thing I would like to add is in regards to what that great computer engineer once said. Steve Jobs. He says everyone should learn to code, it teaches you how to think. I agree with him, but not entirely. However, what I want to say is, it is easier to learn to code if you speak the language with another human being. The reason I don't entirely agree with what Steve said is because coding itself is not what teaches you. It is the application of code that teaches you. Since you have to recognize all the different elements of the things inside the computer. Learning the language is the same as learning any language, therefore, it will not teach you how to think. What teaches you is the way you use it and the mistakes the computer makes when it is in use. Watch my other videos, chump.